Hello, hello. All right, so today we are going to be talking about 3 steps to be more proactive in your life as a leader of a team, of your family, of yourself. We all show up as a leader in different ways, and now more than ever, this is the time. This is our time right now to show up as a leader. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Candace Kingston, and I work with small business owners primarily to help them step up and lead. So this is kind of that that pivotal time, right? It's a time where we're all just trying to come up with some tips and practical tools to be able to take this slowdown in our lives and use it wisely. How do we, reconnect with who we want to be and who we want to be as leaders and how we want to be showing up in this world? Um, I really do believe that this is kind of that time to stop checking off all the to-dos and racing from one thing to the other. And if in this time we can embrace the slowdown and just kind of see what moments we've been missing in our lives and opportunities to lead and really embrace those as well. So today we're going to be covering 3 steps to being more proactive in your life and to show up as a leader. And go ahead and share this in your community if you think this would be helpful for others that are struggling. I know we're all out there. I'm one of them. So I'm right there along with you. This is a crazy time and we're all just trying to figure out what to do. And I think the best thing to do right now is to lean on others and to take this support for what it is and share it or, you know, watch the replay, whatever it is. Welcome if you're here later. But go ahead and share this if you think it would be helpful for others as well. So the first step to being more proactive in our lives is to realize what we control and what we don't control. And I use the word control loosely because I don't want you to think this is about having a dictatorship or all of a sudden running your family like a team of minions. But control can also be just your own sense of control, your own inner control. So we all have a circle of concern. This is something Stephen Covey writes about in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We have a circle of concern which encompasses the broader scope of our lives. So like paying rent, our mortgages, driving on the right side of the road, all of those kinds of things. And then we have a much smaller circle within that bigger circle, and that's our circle of influence. And oftentimes that circle of influence can be much smaller. It can feel really small sometimes when you're just like, why am I even here? What am I doing? Who even listens to me? But that circle of influence is really your place to focus on. Sometimes when we kind of, I guess we're trying to be an effective, oh wow, Bruce, thank you for hopping on. Thanks for your message. Sometimes when we want to show up as a leader, we're, trying to focus on too much of the concerns when that's not really what we can control. So this is kind of true in parenting as well, right? We think when our kids have like a snarky attitude towards us or something, we might be thinking, oh, I've got to tell him right now that's not the way to talk to me, whatever. I want him to be doing better. I want him to be getting better grades, doing this, this, and this, and I want to control that. But really, at the end of the day, all you can control is yourself and your reaction or your response. So how can you have a more positive response instead of having this reactive like thing trying to control the kid? So we're gonna get into this a little bit deeper here. So while the circle of concern really covers the wider range of issues out there, like you could say like COVID-19, the circle of influence covers all the issues that we do have control over. So when you're trying to be more proactive and less reactive, taking responsibility for your lives and how you show up, it's knowing our behavior functions is a function of our decisions, right? Not of our conditions that we're in. So we're always at choice as Mr. Schneider would say. When you're reactive, you're focused on that circle of concern. And then what happens is your circle of influence actually gets smaller. So you have like less control of yourself, which makes total sense, right? As you focus on those bigger issues like COVID, what to do, how am I going to change the world? How am I going to function? How's everything going to be better? How am I going to solve this problem? You're not even thinking about yourself anymore. You're not even thinking, what can I do? You're thinking like, what can the world do, right? So all of that goes away. And when you're trying to make this shift, you'll start to notice that you go from more have tos or need tos to more wants and bees. So for example, when you're thinking of the circle of concern, you're thinking, if only, if only the schools would open back up, if only I could find a boyfriend in this time of living alone or whatever. If only I had more respect from my children or from my team. If I could just have more time to prepare, and if I could have more time to get out and see everyone I love before I got put on this lockdown, right? If only. So it's kind of like this missed opportunity, but what does saying that even do? There's nothing you can do about those things. Instead, it's about having the circle of influence and focusing on how you can be. So for like the example of your son walking up to you and being snarky or whatever, and thank you for your comments and your likes and everything, keep them coming. For example, with your child coming up to you, or even a team member or an employee, and giving you some kind of snarky response or whatever they're doing to trigger you, it's about how can you be more patient, right? So you can say, I can be more patient. I can be more generous in this time of struggle. I can be calm and not scattered and crazy during this time of struggle and chaos. I can be more understanding. I can be more available for my children and not on my devices all day long. I can be more available for my team. I can seek out other people to help me better understand these issues that I'm conflicted about. Okay, so kind of finding those ways that you can shift that language will really help you understand moving from the circle of concern down to that circle of influence. The second part of this is really dealing with the baggage that you're holding on to. And as we've learned with the energetic leadership from Bruce D. Schneider, who just commented on this page, he talks a lot about the gremlins, the assumptions, interpretations, and limiting beliefs. So those are the things that kind of make up our baggage, right? Those are the things that are holding us back. And when you're trying to be proactive or move your life forward or make your decisions help you move forward, make better choices to move you forward, these are the things that are holding you back. So once you understand those things and really identify them, that's how you can start to get over them. But I wanted to ask a question. So what do you do when your little kids are sick? If you have little ones at home and they've got a fever, what do you do? Well, I would wait for an answer, but I know there's a delay. So you hold them close, right? When your little kid comes to you and they're crying and they have a fever, you hold them on your laps, you cuddle them, you are, stroking their hair and taking care of them. Maybe if they're a little bigger, you lie down with them in bed and tell them a story, help them just feel better. You're really holding them close. But what do we do for ourselves when we have our own struggles? We hold it away. We hold that struggle way out here, right where you can't see it. And when you do that, you're not tapping into the wisdom of caring for others and caring for yourself the same way. You're treating yourself like a second-class citizen, right? So how can we use this opportunity to hold our emotions and hold that pain close to us. And why do we hold it out there? It's because it's uncomfortable. It's hard to deal with those emotions, maybe guilt or maybe fear, right? I mean, that's a big one right now, fear. So when we have these emotions that are painful and uncomfortable, then we're not embracing them. We're not holding them close. Oi, Mike. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for all the hearts. You're awesome. um, So when we think of how we tolerate things, how are things showing up in our lives that we are not dealing with? One thing that I learned from my coach training was about when you are asking somebody to even just describe their day, and you say, just poke yourself in between with your two fingers in between your ribs and just jab it in there. And now tell me about your day. Well, as you're doing that, you're like, oh yeah, well, I woke up this morning and you're constantly thinking about this pain. And so that is like the fog that is coming over you as you're trying to go about your life, but you have this thing that you're tolerating. And usually that thing is these emotions that are hanging out here that you're not dealing with. So I want you to go through this little visualization with me. So think of like a piece of luggage, right? So imagine that you pick up this bag that you have and whatever's in it, a duffel bag, a suitcase, whatever it is, and now you're going to hold it out like I was just doing with my emotions. You're going to hold it way out here, and you're just going to hold that suitcase, okay? So just imagine you're holding it there, and I'm sure, I mean, even just putting your arm there, it starts to get kind of heavy, right? And you're holding this bag out, and like an hour passes, and you just can't even hold on to it anymore. You're just gonna drop it. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it like lose your shit, right? You might shout at people, you might get angry, you might cry. I mean, I don't know, all kinds of things are going to happen. So you drop this bag and you really just lose it. But now I want you to pick it up and hold it really tight into your body. And maybe this bag weighs like 30 pounds or 20 pounds or whatever, 100 pounds, however much. But when you hold it in tightly, you can adjust your body. You can maybe spread your legs a little bit. You can bend your knees, take the weight, hold on to it tight, and you could probably stand there all day. You could stand there for a long time. I mean, you wouldn't want to, but you could, right? Because you're holding it tight and you're embracing it. And so I think this is just a kind of a good way to think about how you can give that bag, you can give those emotions, you can give that thing that you've been trying to push aside, give it some love and attention, and really cuddle it and love it and embrace it and soothe it and forgive it. And gently, as you love this thing, you're loving this part of yourself, and you can then be able to gently let it go and to release it, and maybe even thank it and say, thanks for being there. Thanks for teaching me these lessons, but I'm ready to let you go now. And so let it go. Okay. All right. So this last one is a cool exercise that I got this one from a book called The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. And this is, when you think of consciousness, really, it's all about awareness. So if you are a leader, like I said, of your family, of a team, of whatever it is, of yourself, the more aware you are of what's going on inside of you, your own emotions, but also what's going on around you with the people around you, the more able you're going to be able to lead them. So this is a really cool exercise. I'll walk you through it. Feel free to come back and watch this again and write these down, because it's a great exercise to do with your team and maybe even your family. It's kind of a cool little thing to go through. So step one is to identify like an issue or complaint about anything in your life. Let me give you one if you can't think of one. No, the world is ending and it's all my dog's fault. So just be dramatic about it. Like, oh, I can't believe my dog, she's actually over there sleeping on the couch and dreaming. She's hilarious. Um, but yeah, like just, oh, I just can't believe she did that thing and it's all her fault. And now the world's going to end and I'm going to die alone and whatever. I mean, okay, just be really dramatic. You can go as far with this as you want and you can use whatever issue it is you want. Obviously, something that's more realistic than your dog. Probably will help you get through this exercise and you'll get more out of it if it's actually a real situation, a real life thing going on for you right now. Maybe you've lost your job and it's all Trump's fault, or maybe you've lost your job, it's all COVID-19's fault, right? Whatever you, however you want to say this and however real you want to make it. So just get really dramatic about it. Tell that story with as much blame as you can. Get deep with this. Now, step 2, this is the fun part, is you are going to step into 100% responsibility for this issue. Okay? So I lost my job. It's not COVID-19's fault. It's not my dog's fault. It's not Trump's fault. It's my fault. I lost that job. I lost it. And now you are going to take 100% responsibility for that. And I want you to really feel that. And you're going to actually move. You're going to physically shift your body into a different part of your house, because I'm assuming you're at home right now. You're going to shift to a different part of the house, and you're just going to take on 100% responsibility for this situation, okay? What insight can you gain from that? What can you learn from really stepping into that responsibility and owning it like you've never owned anything before? So you can actually answer these questions or statements, finish these statements, and then repeat them until you feel a shift, and it probably will become a breakthrough. Okay, so when you can answer these from the past, this reminds me of, okay, and you're going to answer that question or that statement. I keep this issue going by, what I get from keeping this issue going is the lifelong pattern I'm noticing is, that's a big one, and I can demonstrate 100% responsibility concerning this issue by, okay, now you're going to answer those statements, okay? So come back, rewind this later, write those down, and answer this. Really, guys, this is a very, very powerful exercise, okay? So if you don't actually experience a shift, if you don't feel it, if you're like, oh, it was dumb, go back to step 1 and do this again. Do it again until you really feel that shift, okay? So I'd love to hear your feedback on this. If you try this with your teams or your families, I'd love to hear how it goes. This is a really powerful way to just change the paradigm. And especially in this moment where we're all feeling stuck and we're all like, you know, there's a lot of anger out there in Facebook land especially. There's a lot of anger and resentment and just pent up frustration, right? And we're all holding it out here and showing up with these happy smiles and whatever. Oh, let's be thankful, da 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 da. And that's great. I'm all for it. Believe me. I mean, I'm no Pollyanna, but I'm definitely all about looking for the opportunity. But this is not about being positive all the time. This is, you know, when we think of like high vibe, it's not about being positive all the time. It's about embracing all of the emotions with like really accepting all of the emotions that are coming through us and feeling them. This is not about shoving down the fear or shoving down the sadness or shoving down the resentment or the frustration. It's about really feeling it. So I hope this is helpful to help you shift that and get you out of that feeling of being stuck in those feelings and really helping you move through the process. It's really hard to see the picture when you're in the frame, right? So it's all about giving you a different perspective. So I took you through these 3 steps. We talked about identifying your circle of concern versus your circle of influence. We talked about identifying what's holding you back and learning how to let it go. And we talked about this last step, which was the exercise and helping you step into responsibility. And that's a very strong way to be more proactive. All of those are. So I hope that if you just joined us now, you'll come back and watch the replay, and definitely let me know in the comments, or you feel free to reach out to me in a private message if you have any specific topics that you want me to cover, maybe something more specific to managing your team, managing any kind of home life situations that are going on. I'd be happy to help. And it definitely would love to hear, your comments on that. I'll put a link to my private Facebook group, which is for small business owners, in the comments below. I'd love to have you join me over there. And again, feel free to send me a message with any questions or comments. And thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I can help you with. I'd be glad to. I'm here to help. So have a great day, you guys. Enjoy your weekend, which for many of us doesn't even really feel like a weekend. Anyway, have a great day.